Hi there, it's Stephen Hales from Team UK, DS Domination Team UK. We're here this evening everybody went to Vegas and they left a few of us behind in the UK, but we've got Meryl Hardy on here that's going to share the experience that she got from Vegas. And I mean, the excitement that came through, we were all sat there on our computers over the weekend, and there was message after message after message of, look at this, wow, I can't believe this, look what DS Domination has done now. So there was a lot of really good information coming out of it. Was there hype? I don't know, but I mean, DS Domination don't really hype things. They provide a lot of value. There were so many people out there that have now seen the potential with DS Domination. They've seen all these people from all different walks of life, and I'm sure, Meryl, you can share some stories in a second, but you know, there's people that are on disability, there's people that have never made any money online before, there's people that have just come from nowhere and now they're making you know, their first 10,000, their first $100,000 online with DS Domination. So it's a hugely successful business. It's taking people from not being able to sponsor anybody at all, and it's giving them an income. It's getting people that are good at sponsoring, and they're just building huge teams with it because. And they're retaining their teams as well because the team is making money. So I mean, there's huge stories going on there. So as you're watching this, please leave us a comment below. We want your feedback on this. If you've got questions about, you know, you saw something, you're not sure about it, you saw some comment on Facebook over the weekend, this is your opportunity to get in touch with us while Meryl's on here, and we'll try and interrogate her as much as possible. No, I said I'd go easy, didn't I? So I'll ask the questions, and you know, we got Rick and we got Gavin on here. We're going to ask the questions that hopefully Meryl has experienced. She's been there over the weekend. She's just got back, probably a little bit jet lagged. It's a long way from the States, isn't it? And so that's our intention. So leave us a comment down below that you're watching, that everything's running nicely, and then we'll get stuck in. What I want to do as well on this, I saw a comment today in our UK group, and in there it said I've made my first £500, I think it was £500, in DS Domination this month. So that was from, can't remember her name. His name.
Ashley Green.
Say that again, Rick?
I believe it was Ashley Green.
Ashley Green, there we go. Yeah, I think it was. So Ashley Green put up a status there just saying how much you'd earned and in what time period. Now, there's a load of people in this group that are having success, and we want your stories, because as soon as that comment was posted in there, I shared it on my timeline, and I noticed a few other people did the same thing. Somebody was going to put it into their email so that, you know, it's proof. It's proof that people in the UK are actually making money with DS Domination. So I don't know if you want to do that, Rick. If you just want to put in a comment into the pro group and just say, if you've had success with DS Domination, please leave us a comment down below, and if you can just type out a few words, we can share this and it gets more interaction, more buzz in the UK, and your teams are just going to expand, because all you've got to do then, take a little screenshot, which there's a load of ways you can take screenshots, but it's dead easy. Post it on your timeline, and then people are seeing proof after proof after proof. And if we do this every week, then it's all different success stories, and it's just going to build from there. So I'm dead excited about Vegas. I was, you know, really on the computer all the time on the weekend, and it was just fantastic. So Meryl, tell us a bit about you first, and you know, what's your experience with maybe online marketing? Have you done anything before? And then what's DS Domination done for you?
Okay, Stephen, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you're perfect. Okay,
great. I've been around MLM for about 20 years, and I've been in so many different companies. I've probably got every single product that's out on the marketplace. So I'm an old hand at MLM. but I would say not terribly successful, as most people are not. I retired last year at the age of 60 and decided that with my, I've got a private pension, which was fantastic, because the government decided to move my retirement age to 65. So I've got to wait another 5 years for my state pension. I was a carer for 2 years prior to that, which was really brilliant but stressful at the same time. And so when I hit my retirement age, I decided that building an online business was the way to go, and I wanted a part-time way. I was in another network marketing group that a lot of people from DSD have been in, and I was in that for 6 months and didn't earn a penny, spent a lot of money, but I found it really hard, and you needed to be very technically able on the computer. And although I would say I am pretty good at it, there's just such a lot to learn, and it's not easy. Anyway, I heard about DSD from multiple sources, and so I did a bit of investigation, and I was really impressed by all the testimonials and things, and I spoke to a few people, and I decided that I would, for what is it, $19.95, which is about £12. What did I have to lose to just try it out? And oh my God, I was absolutely gobsmacked with the training. Who hasn't sold on eBay? And with absolutely no product to actually post or pack or anything, I thought this was a really interesting and novel way of building a business. So that's what I've done. I'm very new, so I don't know a lot, but I'm learning more and more every day. I'm really more interested on the referral side. So I've actually recruited 2 people, which is a good start. I only started it at the beginning of April, so I am really, really new. But when the opportunity came up to go to Vegas for the very first event, it was a no-brainer. I just wanted to be there and to share in it. I've been to other events, and I know that this is the last place I want to. I want to be here. This is my, what they call the old last rodeo. This is what they say, and I really feel that this is a company that you can easily make a lot of money with. And I just say to people, you try it for 30 days. If you can't make any money in 30 days, you're doing it wrong. So that's my story really, and that's how I got started.
Yeah. So like you said, the other company that you went into, I think I can guess which one it is. You've got all this pressure of internet marketing. You've got to go in there. You've got to know your stuff basically to make any money. And if you don't have that, then it's a real, it's a big learning curve for somebody that's not done it before. It's going to take you a long way. With this, did you find that the training took you from setting up your first eBay account to being able to make money with it?
Well, I already had an eBay account and an Amazon account because I do buy online all the time. So I was very familiar with it. But what I did was I just followed the videos. I had Roger up in the background, and I just did. When he said do this, I did that, and I did that. It was just backwards and forwards. And it took me about half an hour to get my first listing up, and it took me probably a bit longer to source what I was going to put up because I just wasn't used to it. But the more you do it, the easier it becomes, obviously. And what I like about the training is that every week Roger's he's in your back office showing you how to do it, and he goes go in this way one week and, give me a word and I'll go in there. And he just shows you the techniques that he uses. And so you just become more proficient.
Yeah, there's enough information in there, and you're saying, the live training really does help, doesn't it? Because when you get into any program and it's just a video, you think, well, is that up to date, or is that live information, or has something changed? And to have that constant live feed of really good information, I think that's a real bonus for DS Domination.
It is, and I belong to an American group. My sponsor is American, and I belong to one of the biggest groups in the company. And they have a Facebook group. In fact, I'm in 3 over there. But what I loved about the UK and you guys is, I was welcomed into the UK group because I know that we do have a few issues that are just common to this country. And I just wanted to, be part of that, and it's great. So, if you have a problem or a query, you just put a question into the group, and there's always lots of people in there answering your questions and giving advice, and that is priceless.
Yeah.
I thank you all for that.
Yeah, and if people aren't in the group, and if you're watching this afterwards, then we've got a Facebook group that is all the different levels. So from not even joined yet, you can get into one of the groups there, and you can have a look. You can interact with a few people. Once you join for £12, woohoo, major investment. You've made your £12 commitment to your business, and then you get into the pro group, and then in that group there's a ton of people in there. But then as you go up the levels, we've got an elite group, we've got an unleashed group, and we've got a monopoly group. So all you've got to do is connect with anybody on the panel here. We can get you in touch with, well, myself, Rick, there's Jill, there's Darren, there's Paolo. So there's all these people you can get in touch with, and they can approve you. So all you've got to do, you take a screenshot, which is dead easy to take a screenshot. Look on the YouTube. How do I take a screenshot? Send that to any of us, and we can get you involved in the Facebook groups. There's support in there for the UK, and it is really powerful to have that instant access to a group of people doing exactly the same as you are. Meryl, there's.
Hi, Obi.
Hey, Meryl.
Hi there, how are you doing?
Hi, guys.
Hiya. So there's people in other opportunities that, all of these opportunities are mainly US based. So to have this UK focused group is really powerful, isn't it, Meryl?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt that there are different problems, not problems, but issues that the US guys don't know about, and it's great to be able to just put the question into the group and know that you're going to get 5 or 6 answers, and you'll easily be able to, pick out what you need from that.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, now we've got both of you, I think we should get into a bit of Vegas. I think what would be best to do would be go from one to the next to the next. So let's just, Meryl, first, I think they were doing testimonials, weren't they? Did you see people having success from around the world with DS Domination? What were the testimonials like that you saw?
Oh my God, they were amazing. I mean, I needed a box of tissues. There were so many unbelievable stories. There was one guy, the first guy they brought up on stage was in a wheelchair. He'd had a back accident when he was young, and was, he's immobile from the sort of chest down. And he'd gone through many trials and tribulations. He must have been in his 40s, 50s, I think. Would you say, Obi?
I'd say he was probably, yeah. He wasn't old by any stretch.
No, he wasn't old, was he? And he looked after his mother. but he'd been on he'd been on some benefits and lost them, and he was he'd really been struggling, I think, and he'd put a note on one of the groups that he was going to be he was coming down by coach, and it was going to take him 15 hours. And, you know, it was just going to be a huge struggle for him. And I think the owners had been in touch with him, and they actually, he'd had to sell his car because he couldn't afford to run it. And he needed sort of a special car because of his wheelchair and everything. Anyway, Hitesh, who had been, he's been having his own challenges with his son, you know, medical problems, and he'd had to get another car for some reason. But the car he was getting rid of, which was a fairly new Toyota, they had he'd sold it to the company, and the company were giving it to this guy for him to just, you know, get about and be mobile again. So we were all blubbering at this point, and then they then said that they were going to get the top sort of eBay guys in the company were going to work with him to get him, you know, really punched up so that he was earning a real income, and you know, so that he could just take care of himself and his family. And it was just so emotional and moving. You know, it was fantastic, and that was sort of the kickoff.
And that's something that, you know, you can only experience from being at the event, can't you? The power of that crowd there, you know, feeling that energy straight away. It can't be conveyed on video.
No, the room was enormous, and you know, there were like 2,000 people in there, and it was just like they were all one. You know, we were all at one with what was going on in the room. It was amazing.
Yeah, so let me flick over to Obi then. You were out in Vegas and you've just got back, and are you nicely recovered now?
Yeah, but a lot of running around. I want to apologise in advance to everybody because I've come straight in from karate training, so I'm still in my gi. I just came straight into my computer, so I'm very sorry about all of this.
That's good. It just looks like a blouse. How about that?
Oh, that's all right. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, I haven't been punching men or anything. Yeah, Vegas was amazing. I have to say, to any of you out there that are thinking, oh, you know, just another rah-rah thing, it was not a rah-rah thing at all. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I know a lot of us have been with other companies, and, you know, their events are always very hyped up. You've got to get to it. You've got to get to it. I have to say that Vegas was an amazing thing, and I'm usually I'm pretty skeptical. I don't buy into personalities. I don't buy into, you know, some of these sort of cults that other companies seem to have going, you know, where you've got to be all in or they're going to call you names, you know, and, you know, there was none of that. There was none of that at all, I have to say. And I was just blown off my feet, I really was. It was just an amazing thing. It was brilliant. And if any of you are thinking about, you know, when the next one is, start saving now, guys, because you're going to want to be at the next one. It was just brilliant. It really was.
Yeah. So tell us about something that really stood out, you know, initially from the event for you.
Just grab my notes. Well, initially, like I said, I was blown away by, you know, what Meryl was talking about. This guy Stephen, he was, you know, he came out and he said, you know, I've got challenges. You know, this has happened to me, and Hitesh just handed over his car, just like that. You know, we were all in tears. But for me, the thing that really stood out and that made it worth the 10,000 miles and the drunk people on the plane, you know, and
Well, did you go with EasyJet?
No, I was Virgin, and I said to the lady on the plane, I was like, you know what, if I wanted to sit next to some guys reeking of booze and, you know, pouring vodka down the necks, I'd have booked Ryanair. So I was not pleased. But what stood out for me for the event was that we had some testimonials, and they were framed in such a way that you thought, you know what, these are not guys that are earning, you know, stupid amounts of money, you know, to the point where you're really skeptical about it. Not one person in that room was not making money. And, you know, we've all been to the events, naming no names, with other companies, and you've got a load of people in the room, you've got 5 people on stage that are earning just stupid amounts of money, and they're getting cars and bonuses and unicorn meat and whatever. But in that room, there was a load of guys on stage, and they brought their team with them. But you knew that everybody else that was down there, you know, in the seats, they were earning too, and I really like that. Roger said to me, said to the room, you know, okay, stand up if you've had a sale while you've been here. And this is about 4 hours in, and I tell you what, there was only about 5 people that hadn't stood up. The entire room stood up, and that really made an impression for me. You know, because you know, it just goes to show that this company and what we do is so easy that you will make money straight off. You know, and you know what it's like. You've joined something and you think, oh, you know, I'm going to have to learn this and this and this before the money, you know, rolls in. There were people in that room that had been earning from day one, and I thought that was just amazing. I really did.
One thing that I noticed on one of the status updates was was it Kevin that asked people that were affiliates to stand up or weren't affiliates, or what was that?
Yeah, like I say, I don't know, you know, how much was shown on that video, because obviously parts of it were cut, so I don't know what you guys have seen. But that part was, he was asking, because a lot of people, you know, we've been in companies where they think they have to recruit and recruit and recruit in order to make money, and he wanted to show everybody that in this business, you can recruit, you cannot recruit, you can sell on eBay, you cannot sell on eBay, and you will still make money. There were some people in that room that were just pure affiliates. There were some people in that room that were a mixture of both. And there were some people that don't touch the affiliate side and that they simply sell on eBay and other places. And everybody was making money, and everybody was doing what they were happy with. Which was great.
What were the percentages roughly of people that were affiliates and not affiliate?
I don't know, Meryl. I'd say it was about 2/3 to 1/3. A lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people
were not affiliate.
I think what I took away was that there's a lot of people didn't want to do referrals. They just went in for the eBay side.
Yeah.
And, but once they started telling their friends on Facebook that they were making money, they just couldn't help but recruit people. You know, they did it without trying, and that. Yeah. I think that's one of the most amazing things about this company, is that you don't have to recruit, but you can't help yourself.
Yeah, thumbs up. That's how my team have started. I came into this company saying, I am not going to recruit a single person. I am burned out. I hate it. Not going to do it. Not going to blog. Not going to pay-per-click. Not going to use any stupid tools. I am not going to do it, straight up. And I've ended up with a team. Because, you know, and this sounds weird, but I couldn't stop people joining me. You know, I said to my friends, well, I'm doing this, and they said, are you doing all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing okay. And they're like, sign me up. I'm like, hang on a moment, I didn't want to sign anybody up. I couldn't stop them. That was the crazy thing. I just could not stop them. You know, once they found out what I was up to, they were like, we want in, we want in, we want in. So, you know. And
just so that people know, you know, how much is it to become an affiliate with DS Domination?
£12.
Let me ask you this, Stephen.
Sorry.
Let me ask you this, Stephen. How much did you last spend on a pizza? Because it's probably roughly the same amount.
Yeah.
It is £12 per month to become an affiliate, and I spent that last night on takeaway. So exactly. That goes to show you. Give up your burger.
McDonald's or the kebab on a Friday night.
oh, just in case my sensei's watching this. It was just a lamb kebab with salad. There was no fries on it. I'll get double crunches for that.
So
Stephen, just a quick one. Isn't an affiliate a different price? Isn't that like $9.95 or something?
I think
$9. $9.95.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I get charged. It's £12 through my bank because I get charged for overseas.
Okay, there you go. So we better get into some content. You know, what did you learn there? Let's just give another you know, little prod to people that are watching. If you've got questions, please type them in the comment section below this video, We can all see it, so we're all watching the comment section,
Can
and we want your feedback. If these girls have come back with some nuggets that have helped you, then all the better, and maybe they might share some more if you appreciate their presence on here. So go on then, tell us something that we don't know about DS Domination that you learned at the event. Who's
Meryl,
going?
you want to go first?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Cassini first, Obi. Is that all right?
You go for it, yeah.
Yeah, tell us what it is then.
Okay, Cassini. I've never heard of it before.
That makes two of us.
Well, well, apparently in June last year, eBay changed their algorithm, which punishes sellers, and I'm reading here, for different actions, or it rewards them. So it rewards you for certain actions and it punishes you for other actions. And a lot of people noticed a real drop in sales after that period of time. And so there is quite a lot of information out on the internet as to how you can improve your listing skills. Anyway, there was a couple of young guys who, you know, they're like 21 or 22, and they're making $100,000 a year, and they just are crushing it on eBay. And they said that these are the things that they'd got from working out what Cassini wants. So what can you do to improve your listing? And I can't read it. Hang on. I've got to put another light on here. Okay. You need to extend your return policy to 30 days. I don't know what, some of you may be doing 14 days or 7 days or something, but they will reward you, and it places you higher in the listings. You need to remove any extensions, so like HTML code. You know, when you copy over in the description, apparently it picks up HTML code, and Cassini doesn't like that and will punish you. So what you need to do is, when you are copying it, you need to paste it into another application. So something like Notebook or Word or whatever the Mac equivalent is. And that apparently takes out all of the HTML,
yeah,
allegedly. And you need to also make sure that take out any duplication, make sure it looks good, and also there was a recommendation that you left justify everything, because it's better for mobile, for people reading on mobile, and I think about 40% of people on eBay are buying through mobile, so it's, you know, it's really important. And, you know, make sure it looks attractive. Don't just copy and paste it exactly. Try and change it, change a few odd words here and there. You know, and you can use bold or you can use italics, but don't make it small, guys. 12 points or above on the font. Otherwise, mobile readers can't read it.
Ah.
Yeah, that's what I said. And I would recommend, me personally, what I do when I do a listing is that I list the item. I may change the description a little bit because I want to be a bit different from the other person. I know it takes a little bit extra time, but it's well worth doing. And not only that, check your listings on your iPad, your phone, from other devices. You know, it's your business. It's you want to succeed. You know, that's my little sort of little spout on that. So
yeah, no, it's really important, Gavin. You know, that's what they were saying. Instead of relisting after your 30 days or when you've sold something, they're saying to sell similar. You know what I mean? This gives a boost up in the rankings. So don't do a 30-day. Don't relist. Sell similar.
So drop the old one and start up a sell similar one.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you sell similar, you see, it pulls through all the details from the old one, but it removes any of the tags that Cassini can see. You see, Cassini, the thing you've got to remember about Cassini is that it likes new content.
Yeah.
Think of it like Google. It will, if you just relist, Cassini is going to look at that and say, oh, you know, we've already had this up. We want new stuff for our customers. So if you follow these tips, it will wipe all the Cassini tags from it. So it will look at it and go, oh, new shiny. This is great. So, you know, it'll boost it up in the rankings because eBay loves new stuff. So make it look like something new.
And that goes for the same with like RSS feeds. If you've got that, if you're further on down the line, I won't go into detail, but basically they're saying if you shut off your RSS feeds for about 6 hours and then reactivate it, that will help you as well because it sees all the listings as new.
Yeah, what they said, it forces Cassini to re-register that listing. So, you know, I think that's a really good point. Although I haven't personally figured out where my RSS code lives or anything.
I think that's more towards like storefronts and shops, that sort of side of things. And I'd like to make a point about storefronts and like shops and that sort of thing. Only go into that if you know what you're doing. Like if you're a pro user or if you're a standard like DSD person on the basic level, don't even think about it because it's a different kettle of fish. It's in the other training, and I'm only up to a certain level, you know, so I can't really comment on it. But I know from people that I've heard in my upline and people that who actually have experience in it is that, you know, unless you've been trained in it, don't go down that route.
Yeah.
You know, an effect as well on your searches and your performance.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
That's all I have on Cassini, Obi. I don't know whether you've got anything else to add.
I was probably still wiping my eyes after seeing Stephen get that car. So let me just check my notes and make sure we haven't missed something very, very important because everybody loves a bit of content. Oh, images.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You go ahead.
No, go ahead. I haven't written that bit down. I do remember there was something.
Yeah, now some of you might have already come across this in the Elite package, but something that was given out at the event was about your images. Now, it's a good idea when you're saving the image to use the tool that we have in the Pro back office, the cropper. Not only does it make it the right size, but it also removes the source. It scrambles the source from where it came from because, again, Cassini will look at that image and say, oh, this image is from Amazon. If you run it through the cropper, it's going to go, oh, this has come from Obi's computer. This is new. But also, when you save an image, save it as the 3 keywords are in your title. So when you're titling, think about the pictures as well. So the example we had was a wooden doghouse. So the first picture would be wooden doghouse. The second picture for it might be outdoor pet enclosure. Because don't forget, some people are coming from eBay, from Google Shopping, from some other search engines, Bing or what have you, and you want your picture to be picked up because then somebody will go, oh, awesome, that's the house that we want for Spot, and they will go to eBay and see it. Whereas if it's called Doghouse 1, unless somebody is searching for Doghouse 1, your picture's not going to come up. So it's a good idea to think about things when you're finding and renaming your pictures, because again that will help get your content out there. The key to remember is Cassini likes new stuff.
I like that because I've actually just learned something new then, because I was doing that. I was doing like the key three words and then actually just doing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, but you can still call it 1, 2, 3, 4. But the idea is to, again, keyword pack, because you want the best chance of getting it in there.
Do they recommend like so let's say I've keyworded it like let's say Great Dog House and then Ultimate Dog Chew, you know, like rename each photo. I know saying 01 and 02 and 03, but let's say I got some really good keywords in my title and I want to do my second photo as, say, my first one is the Ultimate Dog Chew and then the other one is like I don't know, Dog Breath Chew or something. Do you get where I'm going with that?
Isn't it?
Yeah, I get where you're going. Yeah, it's a good idea to name each. You know, if you've got 3 images, try and get 9 keywords. You know, split between it, 3 keywords each.
Yeah.
So
Then use it in your title. So Roger said, you know, say it's the outdoor pet enclosure is your first picture, then wooden doghouse is your second. Your titling would then be outdoor pet enclosure wooden doghouse, something like that.
Right.
Because then you've got the maximum spread, if you like. If somebody searches for outdoor pet enclosure, they'll come to you. Wooden doghouse will still come to you because it's on the same listing.
Yeah.
So basically, instead of when you create your title and you got your keywords in there, try and break them up into your different photos as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously title is still
regarding
key.
the words.
Yeah, title is still key.
But what I'm saying is, but instead of numbering them, you actually use the keywords that you're using in your titles for those pictures.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Actually, guys, I can drop in here. I have a question for all of you now. I don't do as much listing as all of you, I know that, but I've been known to use PNG files and not JPEGs. Is there any preference that either you guys have been told or anything that is better, one or the other?
The cropper likes
As far as
JPEG.
I'm concerned, yeah.
Yeah, the cropper likes JPEG. It has a bit of a problem with PNG.
Okay, yeah, I don't use the cropper to be honest, but maybe I should start.
Yeah, I've just gone through and rejigged my listings for it, and I have noticed a difference. So, thumbs up to Roger there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very good. So JPEGs. Wow. Even I'm taking notes. Look at that.
Yeah, I thought the sell similar thing was very good.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we covered this before I hopped on, but offer free shipping. eBay loves free shipping. Even if you have to work it into your prices, offer free shipping. Now I did some tests myself with this, and the free shipping outsold the one with the shipping, even though it was slightly more expensive. So eBay buyers like free shipping. Obviously, in order to get the biggest discount from eBay, you need to offer fast and free, but it doesn't necessarily have to be fast and free. You can offer fast and then paid, free shipping, but then paid for faster, and you will still get your discount.
Yeah, because it gives you an extra little tab across the side, doesn't it? If you.
Yep, and it boosts you in the rankings because buyers like free shipping, so it will give you a massive boost to offer free shipping.
Yeah.
So, guys, when you're looking for your products, try and factor in the shipping cost as well to it, so you can offer free shipping, if that makes sense, because that will give you a massive boost.
Keep going. Any more?
I'm loving these tips. I'm saying I'm taking notes.
Oh, Errol, do you want to mention about the ads? Taking the ads off.
Oh, yeah, I can't find my notes on that.
Okay. Yeah. One good tip that we got off it. Now, I don't know if any of you guys have noticed, but along the bottom of your listing, you might find eBay recommends or more chances to get what you want, and it's everybody else's items that sometimes are exactly the same as yours. Now, there is a way to remove the competition. Unfortunately, obviously, it does remove your listings from theirs. You can't have your cake and eat it. But personally, I found that it has, again, helped because it's keeping people on my page rather than looking at other things. So, get your pens and paper ready and I'll give you the link to where you go to get it taken off. Okay?
Go. Ready.
Got your pen?
Yeah.
Rick, I'm not seeing your pen.
Probably typing.
Sorry, I'm muting myself now. No, I'm going to type it directly into the browser.
Oh, okay. Are you ready?
I am ready.
It's this
Okay.
cross-platform stuff.
Okay, it's pages.ebay.com/help/sell/ Are you with me?
Help and then what?
Help/sell
Sell. Sorry.
/CP dash, that's a dash, not an underscore, overview .html. Now that should take you to eBay's help page where they'll walk you through taking off the cross promotions. This was in fact the first bit of content we got at the event. This is the first thing that they did, that they told us. So it's very important because it keeps people on your page. So has everybody got that? I can put that in the comments underneath.
Yeah, please do. If you bring it in there, that'd be really helpful.
If I can.
Great.
And if somebody doesn't see that, I'll say it again. So you got pages.
I've done it already.
So you got pages.ebay.com/help/sell/CP Charlie Papa. What did you call it? Dash.
Yeah, it's a dash on underscore.
Line going across in the middle. Overview.html.
And that should take you to the help pages that will help you take off the cross promotions.
Brilliant. Just before we go any further, if you're finding this useful, we want to see these comments in this the comment section. How about that?
Yeah, say hi.
Leave us some comments. Say hi to the girls because they're doing a fantastic job relaying this to us. And I'm sure that with this advice now, you're going to go ahead and boom your business on eBay.
Can I just mention about the cross promotion, because I've been sat here. I sat last night with Paul, and we was going through a couple of things, and we were sort of conversing about this. I'd heard this obviously from the Vegas event from one of my other Facebook groups, and yeah, no, great stuff, girls, spot on. I've just put the links in below this video, and when you go to do it, you need to do is two parts to it, okay? And it's, bear with me, it's the cross promotion, and then it's the other thing that you need to undo. Let me get up eBay, and then I can tell you exactly what the tab is. Bear with me. Do apologise for this unorganised situation right now. But no, it does. What it does is it removes, even on your unsold items as well, it removes the promotion for other products, and it only puts your product promotion on your unsold items as well. So it's very interesting, because then it can generate more sales towards you and your products.
Yeah. So I've got the page in there.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying.
So who have we got on? Let's give a big shout out to Melanie. Thanks for joining us. Brian, Rachel, Frank, Terry. Hey, Rick Hignet's on. Gavin, who else we've got? Got loads of people on. Nikki's on. Kevin's on. Kevin, come and join us. We want to see you, mate. Send Rick a link. He'll get you on here.
Yeah, come on, Kevin.
Why are you hiding out there?
Sana's on. Who else? Brian Davidson's on. Paulinho's on. Nev Dunn. Great to have you with us. Let's see if it goes.
So just a quick one. Basically, it's under when you log into eBay, you click on hover over accounts, account, and then you scroll down to marketing tools, and then you click on. It should come up with screen saying marketing tools, and then basically you click on settings. And then you put do not cross promote my items, and then you go down to promote similar items, which is on your left hand side. Click on that.
Gavin?
Yep, sorry.
You know what you need to do?
Do a video.
Do a video, and if you do, if you can just literally write it out as well, you can put that in the notes section of the DS Domination Pro.
Yep.
There's a file section. I think it'd be really helpful for people to actually have a video if they want to watch the video, and the text format if they want to just follow it down with a text. I think that'd be really helpful.
What I'll do is I'll aim to post that tomorrow, if that's okay for everyone.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. So come on then, let's. We want to drag more content out of these girls.
Oh, they're hard taskmasters, aren't they?
Come
Hey?
on.
Working
Only just flew back with jet lagged.
No, come on, you can give us some more.
Oh, of course.
So what did you hear from? You know, you must have gone on. I don't know what level you're in the business anyway, but did you get the vibe about people that had gone up to monopoly level? You know, listing on Amazon. Was there a lot of information? Was there a lot of testimonials from Amazon selling?
Yes. The one thing that I did come back with is a lot of people. Obviously, we all know that Pro is an amazing product. It's, you know, a proper dip your toe in the water, very low risk. But at the moment, we're finding that a lot of people are finding that moving to Monopoly, where you learn to sell on Amazon, is a natural progression, and a lot of people are making a lot of money on Amazon simply because there are less sellers on Amazon at the moment. People, you know, were having a clear out, they instantly head to eBay, which is great for us as sellers, you know, because there's a lot of people on eBay, but, you know, Amazon sometimes gets forgotten a little bit. So, you know, as sellers. So I spoke to a number of people. Bari, for instance, if you're there, Bari, hi. She's a fabulous lady from California who is doing very, very well on Monopoly. She's doing very well on Amazon at the moment. And we heard a lot of testimonials from people who said that that was a natural progression. And if any of you have seen the Genesis videos, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Amazon is a natural progression from selling on eBay. So yes, Monopoly was talked about a lot as a very, very good product.
So were there tutorials on Monopoly as well, or not? Not really.
Meryl?
No, I don't think so. Was there?
There was a lot of information in the testimonials, but of course it was a bit tricky because again there was a good mix in the room. There was people who hadn't signed to DSD. There were some people that were pro, some elites. Some people had gone, you know, for all the packages. So it was I think it was very tricky to talk about a lot of the products in any great detail without leaving half the room behind.
Yeah.
But I don't know if any of you guys have had a look at Genesis yet. Has anybody had a look at Genesis?
I haven't got that package, but I've seen a lot of tutorials on it.
Yeah, you're aware of what Genesis is.
Yeah.
Genesis, I think, does build slightly on the Monopoly side of things. So it is looking at Amazon. Obviously, eBay isn't forgotten, but yes, Amazon is looking like a very, very strong contender for where to go next.
Well, it's a thing called Fulfilled by Amazon. So a very brief overview of what I've seen of it is when you get onto Monopoly, you're basically told how to get your listing on Amazon, where to source it from, and then get it up on Amazon. Then once it's up there, you need to search engine optimize it. So you're putting keywords in the relevant places, getting products that aren't listed on there up on Amazon, and then when that takes it a step further, that's where Genesis comes in, and it's getting a unique product, giving it to Amazon. They've got warehouses all over the world so that you can take your product, give a pallet truck of ice cream stands to them, and then they've got all these ice cream stands at their fulfillment center, and then when they get a sale, or when you get a sale, they will get that one, they'll package it up and they'll send it out, and then you get the commission from it. So that's what it's taking on. It's also going into unique products, so you can become, you can create a new product and go through the same process. They've got somebody from Mattel that is an expert in product creation and how to, you know, if it's viable or not. And they were saying that you'll get the advice from this guy from Mattel, an ex-chair or vice or president or whoever it was.
Yeah, he's an executive in Mattel, and he's happy to walk you through the process, which, if any of you are inventors out there, is brilliant news.
Yeah, and that's so cheap. I mean, to get your product, you've got no idea of the marketplace. The amount of time it'll take you to research the market, if it's viable, get a good product, and to, you know, go through all them processes, it's huge. So there's that side of things, and then there's this scanning barcode thing. Maybe you want to talk about that.
That thing looks amazing.
Tell us a bit more about that.
Meryl, you go ahead and tell them about the scanning.
Well, they're developing an app. I think there's one you can buy at the moment, but I think it's about $60 a month or something. But DSD are developing their own, and you just put it on your phone. And let's say you're going into a discount store, and they've got they've got a rack of toasters, and they're selling them off for £8 or something. You can scan, they call it a USC code or something. I'm not sure it's the barcode or a particular code. And the app will then tell you how much they're selling for on Amazon. And it'll give you all sorts of different information. And he says look for a triple. So like if it's selling at £8, and you can make 24. If it's making 24 quid on Amazon, that is a worthwhile product. And he said, just load your trolley up, and you will have to have funds to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
But he's saying then send it into the Amazon fulfillment center, and they will do the rest for you. And you can do this in any shop, that's got discount bargains on. I mean, they cite Target and another company.
It was something called Tuesdays. Something Tuesday.
Yeah. But they've got a lot of discount stores over there, more so than I think we've got here. But it's going to be amazing. But the Amazon fulfillment, I was reading up on it earlier, but you can send in one item or 100 items. And they'll do it for you at a cost, obviously, which you'll have to build into your cost. But I don't think it's that expensive. But it's going to be amazing.
There's a lot of things that I picked up was you scan an item, and then it tells you is it popular on Amazon? Is it going to sell? It gives you a rough price of what it's going to sell for. What other details come out of that? Was that about it?
The app hasn't actually been released yet, but what we saw on the video was really interesting. It does tell you, how much it's going to be on Amazon. How much you could be able to sell it for profit-wise, and I believe it is going to link in with one of their other. Oh, hi, Kevin. We saw you.
There you are.
How are you doing, Kevin?
We're just talking about the Insight app. Maybe you can help out with whether or not it was going to link in to the to Supremacy, or whether or not it was in on its own.
I understood it was actually going to be available for people in Pro.
Well, it is.
When he first mentioned it.
It is going to be free to anybody from Pro upwards. However, Stephen was asking whether or not it's going to tell you whether or not it's it's in stock. Whether or not it's a good seller. It does blur in a little bit with the other product they're bringing out called Supremacy, I think. The problem is Roger was talking incredibly fast a lot of the time, so it's a bit difficult to get all these notes down. He was very excitable, bless him. It must have been the donuts.
I bet he never touched one.
The impression I got was maybe Genesis May. I'm not. Don't quote me on this or anything. That it's going to be a product that's going to come out, and they have features obviously that we can all use, but then there is that supremacy thing with the old email and all that. I think that may be separate because
it is separate.
Because you got to think about if you're putting all them out of emails and trying to do that sort of just that system alone, that's a hell of a lot of server system. Sorry, that's me talking from a technical side. From like a server load and a lot of information being travelled from yourself and the customer and providing that product. That alone is totally a different system, to implement email into what we're doing. So
I'm not sure if the supremacy. I think it could link to it. I'm not sure, but all we were given about the insight at the event was that they were talking about scanning parties and how you would go. The video we saw took us to a discount store. They were scanning these items, and it was popping up on the app how much it was going to cost to fulfill by Amazon and what the total profit would be if they bought it and shipped it into Amazon. Which obviously for any affiliates out there is going to be a brilliant marketing tool. But I'm not sure if eventually they're thinking about maybe they could link in with the supremacy by suggesting other items, etc.
Okay, so let's just stick to what we actually know then. That might be better. Might be more.
Yeah, we'll get carried away.
We'll let him come out with his product, and then the sales video will probably say everything anyway. So let's just bring Kevin in here. Kevin.
I've lost the picture.
You've lost the will to live. No. Well, it's in there somewhere.
Not the will to live.
Just look into the camera. Look into the camera, and you can. It's there somewhere.
We can see you.
Are you on? All right, we'll come back to you when you've found yourself.
Yeah, I'm still here, aren't I?
Yeah, you are.
We can hear you, Kevin. You just need to talk, mate.
So, Kevin.
Okay. I've just.
How was Vegas? You had your private meeting with Kevin, Hitesh, and Roger. Tell us what's going on.
Oh, that was hilarious. That was Okay, I was in an organisation before this one, which a few of us know of, and I never lost any weight, so that might give it away. I got very close to the leaders in that as well, and I've got to be perfectly honest, I didn't even notice I existed. I was almost, in fact, on one occasion, I was almost shoved out the way. Some sort of superstars or whatever, which I found very offensive and turned me against them. But we walked into the suite. I don't know if it was on the top floor, but it was on the 28th floor, so it was well up there. We walked into the suite, got greeted. I then made headway for Kevin Hokoana, and what a lovely guy! What a really, really nice guy. And whilst I was there, I then shook hands with somebody else and said, "Hi, Hitesh," and they said, "No, I'm not Hitesh. My name's Aaron." And they said, "Hitesh can't be here tonight." Okay. So I looked around the room and there was a buffet laid out for all of us, which was nice. and stood next to the buffet was a guy holding a pair of serving tongs, silver serving tongs, serving everybody with the food. Actually, I don't know what's going on here. I think I've got an old something's recording at the same time. Anyhow, can you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're live to the nation right now.
The nation. Yeah, I can hear somebody talking in the background. Anyhow, there's a guy stood next to the food with a pair of serving tongs, and then the phone rang, and I stood next to Kevin, and Kevin said, "Is that guy just going to do the food, or is he going to answer the phone as well?" And he just stood there and didn't move at all. Anyhow, that was Hitesh, basically. He basically made himself out to be the waiter, not one of the people, not who he was. And about 20 minutes later, he came over and shook my hand and said, "Hi, I'm Hitesh." And I said, "I thought you weren't here." He said, "No, I was." And then it all clicked. He was playing silly buggers with us all. So that warmed me to him, warmed me to Kevin. Roger was, I mean, they're just nice people. And that was the first thing that got me. What lovely blokes. They were just down-to-earth, ordinary guys, having a laugh and a giggle. Even during the event, I was there. I was there when Hitesh clicked the button to launch Genesis. Literally there. In that, what had happened was, he said it was 11:30 in Vegas. That is 11:30 in Vegas. They were launching it. So I contacted Shelley, my partner at home, Shelley Nichol, who you saw on here last time, I think. And I told Shelley, 11:30 on the dot, I want you buying Genesis for both of us. Okay? So I wanted to be the first name cropping up in front of them, basically. Not that I think it really mattered on reflection. And he just, you know, I walked around the back, I sat down with him, and there was no, "Hey, I'm doing something really important here." Apparently, when he clicked that button, they earned $500,000 in income through people buying Genesis. But yeah, actually, with me going in and sitting down with him and chatting to him about, we couldn't actually get it for some reason, and he just looked at the code, and in fact, he pulled me up on his screen and just looked at the code and said, "Oh, the reason you haven't got it yet is because when you registered your ticket, you didn't use your username. You just put in your other details." So he helped us buy Genesis. But they were out, they were mixing with the crowd, they were just with the crowd or with the people who were in the room. They're just nice guys. And they're the sort of guys you spend time with. It's just a pleasure to be with them. And they've given us something wonderful at the end of the day. Something that's so. I've been listening to Uber on and Merrill. I have to say, you two, good job. You know, in an American way, listening to you two talk tonight. By the way, you look totally different tonight, Ubron. You look. The last time I saw you, you had a big plate of food in front of you.
It was epic. That buffet
was
buffet? Epic. I've never known a country epic, that has crab legs for breakfast.
Oh yes, crabs. That's right.
Madness.
Everything. No, but just a bunch of nice guys. Yeah, and I've listened to what the girls have said about the room, and one thing they said, which sort of didn't occur to me, was there was a general feeling everywhere of we're all in this together. You know, I mean, there was one big team in there, the unit. I'm sure the girls will remember. Well, they are the biggest team without any question. But even that, they went up on stage. There was no arrogance about them. There was no, you know, we're doing better than anybody else. Our team the greatest, blah blah blah. It just everybody was in the same boat. The bit about turning around and, you know, saying to the room, "Who's earned money since we started?" And I think we were only actually about 2 hours in when that started on Friday night. And as the girls said, at least half of the room stood up and said they've had a sale, which was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I'll tell you what's going on here. I've actually got in the background playing the last time I was on. How that's happened, I don't know. Strange.
Just close that tab.
I was wondering what was the sound in the background. I thought it was
No, I don't know
one
how
of the others.
No,
So
no,
what about
I've sent the
the,
kids away. I've said, Mummy's working, go away.
So what about the meeting then? Did you discuss the furniture?
Oh yes, we did. Sorry, I want to try. I don't know how I'm going to get rid of this because it's really annoying. Oh well, I'll just have to put up with it. Yes, we discussed the furniture thing. I'm very keen on that. Hitesh has already set up an API coding, which basically means that he can track all the members that we've got in there. We're working on that. I'm not going to say it's a smooth ride because it isn't. We've already loaded a whole load of product up, and we were informed by our put this together. We're getting the best prices on the market, so we've loaded a load of product up. Somebody's done a bit of research on it, and we found some of the product online quite a bit cheaper than we sourced them for. So we've gone back to the supplier and said this isn't good enough. We want better prices for our people. We're not going to release it to everybody until we're happy with the prices. But they're very keen on us to get a UK supplier. The one message that came across to me, I'm going to be perfectly honest, that it's going to be great to have a UK supplier. It's going to be great for us to promote him. We're going to be a lot more comfortable with new people. But the message that came across to me through the whole thing was to get on and use the USA.com, the suppliers in the USA. I don't know what you've got in your team, but certainly in our team, a lot of people are frightened to death to go to the USA. Absolutely frightened to death of it.
So that's worth exploring then. There must be something that is stopping people. So there's maybe a lack of maybe concise information that that people need. So there's a real big need there for all the teams in the UK to get over to the US, because there's certain requirements, isn't there? I mean, for eBay side of thing, you've got to have 10 positive feedback for selling before you can, go over to the US. I don't know what the thing is for Amazon.com to be selling on there, but there's these little grey areas that's the power of these Facebook groups, and that's the power of these Hangouts, where we can get together and really, mastermind on these sort of issues and help each other get over the pond.
Right. I'd just like to say that I've got 2 accounts, obviously one for the UK and one for the US. And I'm currently testing. I've had people ask me regarding the US certain things. I'm still trialing things. I come into this in January. Obviously, DSD's only been running since September of last year, and I've had certain questions. Now, I've seen some questions within different groups, the people talking about tax and stuff like that. Just stick to what Roger says. Just include it in your price. You're going to take a loss, you're going to take a gain. And with the same with some products that you sell, you're going to have more profit and less profit. Okay? But just stick with it and sort of flow. My US at the moment, my account that I treat as a US account, I'm just taking that steady. I find my other account in UK is getting more sales, and I'm concentrating a little bit more on that. But at the same time, I'm not discarding the US because there is bigger profit margins, and not only that, in Elite, I don't want to encourage people to get Elite. What I want to say is, if you're in Pro and you're making a certain amount to cover your costs, and you're making that extra, and you think, well, hang on a minute, I can upgrade, then upgrade. But I would not say upgrade without, obviously, if you're making, you got to be making the cost to cover it, basically. You know, 'cause
Yeah,
I don't
and on the
want
flip side of that, you're going to be making more money from the products that you're going to be sourcing anyway. So there's nothing wrong with upgrading. If you've got, you know, the £60 or something like that, it's not a massive investment to, you know, put into this business, and you're going to be making bigger commissions back in profits as well. So, you know, everybody, you know, there's a course for everybody. If you want to put £300 into your business, buy the Monopoly product, learn how to sell on Amazon, and there's a huge amount of money, as the girls have said. Kevin, I don't know if you want to touch on that. What was your overview of, you know, the feeling of people using Amazon as their source of income?
They did a section over the weekend on the Saturday, and basically it was all about people who were on Amazon. I'm just going to try this button and see if I can get you back. I don't know how I've lost you. And basically they're all the biggest earners. Ah, I'm back. Hello!
Hey.
Hey.
Back in real time. I don't know how I lost you. They did a section on it. People who had gone up to Monopoly, the new Genesis products, which is an awful lot about Amazon Fulfilled, if people know about that, FBA, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the big money, or all the really big money, is being earned in Amazon. I see this as it's your choice at the end of the day. Yes, we're encouraged to bring people in at Pro. It's $20, you know, £12. It's not a lot of money really. There's a huge market for people who want to come in at that level and make an income at that level. But if you're in business, you've got any sort of entrepreneurial mind about you, then you've got to have a business plan. If your business plan is each week I just Pro and earn £100, £50, £100, whatever, you know, and that's your business plan, then yeah, fine, stick with that. But for me as a businessman, that's my plan. My plan is to come in then to upgrade to Elite. As my business progresses, I don't necessarily want to wait until I've got the money, because the way I look at it is, if I want more money, then I've got to get that other product really. I've got to move up, I've got to invest in my business. Then on to Unleashed. I'll tell you this, quite amusing really, because I knew I was meeting Roger, Kevin and Hitesh. I decided the week before that I'd better go through all the training modules again. I didn't want to look a fool. As it happens, they never asked me one question about any of the modules. But I did Unleashed. And I went through the whole thing, and it had me absolutely buzzing by the end of it. There's something in Unleashed, and I can't go right through it. Hello, mate. Come here. Come and say hello. See my little boy.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
You're gonna have a little brother soon.
Very good.
Anyhow, there was a section in Unleashed, and with Sears.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was Sears. I don't know if you've seen it, Stephen. Have you?
Yeah, I've seen all the videos in there.
Keep pausing. Anyhow, it doesn't matter. Well, the section in Unleashed, because I watched it again, there's been some new stuff added. And basically, using some of the coupons and the discount vouchers, you actually, by using that process, you can get 35% discount. You can go to Sears, okay, using the coupons. You buy the product at 35% discount, and you can actually sell the product on eBay and Amazon. And then when you've sold it, you can go back to Sears using your discount vouchers and get them to deliver it, and it's their product. And they're on Sears themselves, so you're cheaper than Sears by using those vouchers. And I just thought, wow, that's just so clever. So yes, I think you should go to Unleashed. Funnily enough, we've just had it in our team. 3 guys went to Unleashed within about half an hour of each other, and they were all over the group, just absolutely buzzing about it. It is incredible. And then you've got to progress to Monopoly. The only thing I would say is you've got a choice there, Monopoly or Genesis now. I think you could go either route. You could go to Genesis because that's FBA. The girls were talking about the Amazon app, and I thought that is just genius. I don't know. I didn't quite get the full explanation because I went off to watch the football for 5 minutes and then came back.
Thanks, Kev.
But with the way I understood that was that you can be out shopping, literally. You're in a shop, they've got a sale on for something, you go to the sale item, you scan the barcode, and the app will tell you exactly what it's selling for on Amazon, and basically it will also calculate your profit for you, so you can then buy the product in the shop. You know, if there's 20, 30 on, say, right, I'll buy that, because you know straight away you can make 20, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, whatever on the product it's going to tell you, and then basically get it fulfilled by Amazon, send it off to Amazon and get them to fulfill it, and you could be selling it instantly. I just thought that is just genius. That's so clever. It's something. One of the girls said the app was available elsewhere, but I understood it was something that Hitesh has actually put together or sort of polished up.
They're using another app, testing it until their app is ready. That's all.
All right, okay. For your information, I spoke to Hitesh. I can't remember at what stage, but again, I spoke to Hitesh. Hitesh is actually going to send the app to Shelley, and Shelley's going to beta test it for us over here.
Wow.
Because he said.
Yay, go Shelley!
Well, I mean, it could have been anybody. It just. Yeah. You did know that, Shelley, didn't you?
Does now.
I volunteered her for it. No, she does know, because I spoke to her whilst I was out there. I thought they'd already trialled it in the States, and they were quite happy with it, actually. Because I asked him if it was compatible for the UK, to which he said, well, we think it is, but we don't know. And he said, really, we could do with somebody testing it. And I said, well, Shelley will do that for you. So he's going to send the link over, and Shelley's going to beta test it. Although at this moment in time, excuse me, at this moment in time, Hitesh is on a 40-hour journey to India. I don't understand why it's 40 hours. I've been told by one of the help. I'll tell you what, actually, there's a couple of interesting things for people as well who are listening to this. How it's taken in 40 hours, I don't know. Perhaps it's gone in a canoe. I also met some other people over there which I found very...
Meryl, there's some echo on your...
Sorry?
There's some echo on your feed. Hang on.
I've got nothing else on.
I'll just mute you so I'm talking. There you go. Go on then, Kevin.
Oh, thank you, Shelley. Shelley, did you know you were going to test the Amazon app? Yes. Yeah, she did know. And she's also started doing the Genesis training. Did you want to tell everybody? No.
It's really good.
It's really good. There you go. Buy it. Really good. Buy it.
A couple of other things. Yeah. I met a couple of guys from the help desk. Interestingly enough, both called Corey. You imagine, here we are, we've got a business, and they've got a set of offices somewhere, and there's a bunch of guys sat on desks because it's called the help desk, dealing with everything and so on. Then Hitesh comes in, and Roger comes in, and Kevin comes in, and you know, the business is run from that point. I can tell you, in fact, I don't think there is an office anywhere. Interestingly enough, the two guys on the help desk, they've got everything on their phone. They literally carry the phone with them, and all the help desk questions are on there. There's 11 people who work the help desk, and they've all got, obviously got questions coming in on their phones. They just deal with them as they come in. So for those of you who got a bit frustrated over the few days that Vegas was on, it's because they were all in Vegas, basically. So if you had some help desk questions that went in, then they wouldn't have been answered. Also, if you send a question in that is a financial one, okay, so it's a query to do with billing or anything like that, all of that is dealt with by Kevin, all of it. So what you'll find is some people get frustrated because they don't get the answers quick enough. That's because they go to Kevin. That's his department. He looks after all the billing and so on. So those do take a little bit longer for people to come back to you. And the other guy I met was a guy called Jason Rose. A few of you may well have seen his name on a few things. I thought Jason Rose was the default if somebody messed up their registration. and something went wrong. As it happens, it is, but he is a real person. So if ever you're signing somebody up, they seem to have disappeared and gone to default, it goes directly to Jason, so they get allocated to him, but he is there. If you need to sort of contact him and say, hey, I think one of my guys has accidentally come to you, I've got his direct email address. So now I'm going to get flooded. But as I say, he's a real person, so I just thought it was a back office thing. So interestingly, DS Domination is nowhere but everywhere, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's on computers, it's on laptops, it's on phones. They're all running it as they're moving about doing their stuff. And it kind of fits in with the whole concept of this, that it's not a static business. You're not sat there in front of a computer having to run it. As it progresses, you will be able to run it from your phone, your laptop, your iPad, and so on. You know, and I think some of us have to start sort of seeing it like that. I'm particularly guilty of sitting in front of my computer for hours on end doing things, but in the modern day, you could be sat in the garden, you know, enjoying the sunshine whilst you're doing this. There's probably a few other things I could tell you, but I think the girls covered the RSS feeds. Did Gavin explain how to remove the RSS feeds?
Yeah, he's going to do a tutorial and a video for it.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a video and like a walkthrough on that tomorrow on the UK site, because it needs. I heard that from some other things and gone through it and tried it, and I've tested it on some my own personal products as well on the UK side of things. So, you know, obviously I like to test these things, and yeah, that's going to be on there. Don't worry about it, people. I'm on it.
Okay, I would encourage anybody who's on here to go onto that with Gavin, and that's going to be a very useful thing, because one of the things it said, I don't know if the girls said this, but one of the things it says is if you turn off your RSS feed and then turn it back on 6 hours later, it will Cassini will re-index your first 100 listings. So take them higher up in the rankings. I think Gavin's probably already got that, so get on that with Gavin, guys, because that's very useful indeed.
Very good.
As I said, I've got a whole stack of notes. As you know, we've got a hangout tomorrow night, so I was going to get it all prepared tomorrow night, but I came on here tonight. I've got to be honest, I keep falling asleep. I don't know, Obi, how you've gone and done karate, I have no idea.
Well, it's my punch a bear night, you know. Something that I did take away from one of the guys I was talking to, a guy called Jason, who was just like the Energizer Bunny. He was on stage, he was bouncing all over the place, he was mental. And something that he said, which stuck with me, was, well, if you don't look after your body, then, you know, how are you going to be strong enough to you know, he at the moment is doing like a 90-day blitz on his business, and he said that, you know, if I don't look after myself, I'm going to get exhausted halfway through. So
what about the 15 rashers of bacon you had and the 4 donuts and everything else you had at the
Sensei doesn't know about that.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
You just bought me 10 crunches.
So go on then, what else can we give to the viewers now? There must be one more tip that you've got, or the atmosphere that you picked up, or what else can you share with them?
I've got a testimonial that someone gave us. Can you hear me all right?
Yep, go for it, Meryl.
There's one lady who was selling one item, and it was a bottle of something, but we're not sure whether it was pills or cream or something. But she sold 750 in a month, making $30,000, of which $18,000 was her profit.
She's at the monopoly level. She's on Amazon.
Yeah,
she's on Amazon product.
Yeah.
You're not going to do that in pro. You know, you can't expect to do that in pro. If you're paying £12 for a fully operational business, you're going to get what you pay for, essentially. It's anything in life, really. You're going to get what you pay for. And quite obviously, as you move up through these packages, they're opening the door to more and more opportunities. Depends what you want to do. We're all different individuals, and we've all got different targets. But if you seriously want to make some money, yeah, in my view, I see pro as a little bit of a learning curve, and really and truly, you shouldn't be in pro 2 months later. You know, within definitely 3 months, you should be up at elite because you're progressing.
Yeah,
I'd like to agree with you there. You know, because at the end of the day, Kevin, pro's just to get you into the dropshipping system and what we're doing, and there's so much more broader market out there of what we can achieve and do. Pro's just to get your feet wet, get you used to it, and you know, I don't want to say only upgrade if you can afford it. That's all I say.
Absolutely, if you can afford it, yeah.
Yeah.
But we were there mixing with people and talking to people coming onto stage who were making $300, $400, $500 an item. And I mean, I had a conversation quietly with somebody and say, "Oh, you'll probably get shot for it." In our team, we get people, and they're getting really irate with other people because they're undercutting their product by 50p and a pound, and you know that's their psychology when they're going into it. When you get up to these levels and you see that these guys are dealing in the hundreds, you sort of look at the pro situation and think, come on guys, move on, get to where the real money is, and there won't be issues anymore over somebody coming in and cutting your product by 50p. There is ethical value. I think if you see, you've got to have some ethics about you. If you see somebody who's in DS, they've quite obviously done the training. We've said it in our group, don't target them, please. It's not a nice thing to do, and it'll come back at you. You'll just start a price war, you'll get all your stuff cut down. You know, doesn't make sense. But I just think you've got to have a target which is a little bit higher if you've got that little bit about you. I mean, I don't think there's anybody I know of who's gone and started work for a company on a salary, and they haven't turned around a year later and said, I want a price rise, I want a wage rise. We all progress. That's what we're all looking for, a little bit of progression. So I think everybody who comes into this is looking for progression, and I think you should set yourself targets. Get to elite, and then get unleashed. It just opens up different, you know, unlocks different doors. Then it does at Monopoly and Genesis as well. There's more and more there for you. Really.
Yeah, absolutely.
The point being, there's always a benefit. You've got concern about the cost of these things.
But you've got a question there from Frank. Do you want to respond to that?
Yeah, Frank was asking, based on what we said earlier about Cassini liking new content, do we now have to completely rejig our descriptions? No more cutting and pasting. I just want to clarify, Frank, that no, we don't. All I was trying to get across is that if you do cut and paste, well, something that Roger put across quite well was, if you're going to cut and paste your description completely and just leave it as is, you know, sort of product names intact, it makes it very easy for somebody else to come across that's in DSD to find your product by cutting and pasting the description. And also Cassini is going to see it as not new content, because if you've got 50 to 100 DSDers doing the same thing, it's not going to index you as new content. I think the main takeaway from changing description, etc., it's not that you have to rewrite the description, you just have to change it up a little bit. So maybe remove things like product names that, you know, is in the training. So if it's come from a supplier that calls it something in the description, maybe take that out. You know, maybe just rejig it. Some suppliers don't put their descriptions in a very user-friendly way, so just move it around a little bit. The main point, Frank, is that yes, you still cut and paste. It's still a simple system, but with the new Cassini, it's just making you, you know, put in a couple of extra words, maybe just move things around a little, and so the system sees it as new content, and it's going to help you. Of course, you can just leave it as it is. You know, feel free to just leave it as it is. But we're trying to give you tips here to improve your rankings. Obviously, you can use it. You don't have to use it, but if you fancy getting your items in front of a few more eyes, it might be an idea to just change things up a little.
Yeah, there was that tip there is actually in the training, and I don't know whether it's on Elite or Unleashed, but it's further up in the training. Pro is basically copy paste. This tip is advancing it and getting you more sales. So yeah, brilliant. Is there any more?
Sorry, in the pro training, it does cover taking out any model numbers or item names as well. So just by taking out the model numbers and the item names, straight away you're going to be generating new content. So don't think you've got to write a masterpiece. Just take out the bits that you're told in the pro training, and you should be fine.
Yeah.
Right. Can I just quickly put this in for a second? Basically. For those people that are new who've not been in DSD long, I started January the 28th, and I've been through a lot of the training, and then I progressed. Like just before March, in February, I progressed to like Elite, and like recently I've gone back through like some of the pro training because I like to hang back between them both, and do a bit of both, because this is how you find your gold items, shall we say, like your little golden nuggets. And I would like, for those new members that have just started and have not been in here long, like go to the live pro training and look at March, sorry, the 12th and the 26th. Because there's clues in there, and there's actually things that Roger mentions about what some of us elite people are getting in the training, and some little tips in there, I just want to put that across, sorry.
Yeah, brilliant. So that's a webinar that's really useful for them to look at, is that right?
Yeah, definitely.
I'll mention them dates again, what were they?
They are the 12th of March and the 26th.
Okay, brilliant.
It's under the pro live training.
Yeah. Rick, have you been monitoring these questions? You haven't said much on this Hangout. You've just been sat there looking pretty all this time.
I've been muted half the time as well. Yes, there are a couple of questions that are outstanding from a little while back. I haven't wanted to interrupt. Basically, there is one directed primarily at Kevin. I appreciated there are additional small challenges that have come into play with the furniture side of things. But is there an updated time frame that we can all hear about at all?
That we can hang you by.
Sorry? What did you say?
That we can hang you by.
Yeah. Don't shoot the messenger. Actually, no. I mean, I got yesterday, and I spoke to Simon yesterday. I had Danny ring me as well. The pair of them, they were a bit concerned of what had happened, and I don't really want to sort of say too much of what's going on behind the scenes, but I've sort of made it quite clear to them that I'm not prepared to put this in front of everybody until I'm really happy with the products that are on there. I'm happy with the system. The system's great. It's brilliant. But it just so happens that we've loaded up the first products from the first manufacturer, and basically what they've told us is, I'll tell you exactly what they've told us, because we put it on. We've got one guy in there who's doing a little bit of beta testing on some of the products. He's gone and done some research, and he's found the products a lot cheaper somewhere. So we've gone back to the manufacturer and said, hey, hang on, you told us that we were exclusive with this online and nobody else was going to have it, and so on. And they've implied that what's happened is this other person who happens to be selling this one particular range of products is bringing them into this country by the container load. Now, obviously, we're not doing that yet. And that's why they've got such a better rate. Now, the conclusion of the conversation today, we've actually got about suppliers we can load up. So it's just, I don't know, maybe it's fortunate. I was going to say it's unfortunate that the first supplier we've loaded up, this has happened. but it might actually be a fortunate thing because it's put us on our toes a little bit more to be a bit more wary of it putting into the system, and probably do a lot more due diligence before we release the products, before we release the full thing to everybody. So maybe it was a good thing, rather than it being sort of intermingled halfway into the system, and then people pulling out random stuff and going, hey, I can find this online a lot cheaper. And I know that's not what Roger teaches everybody. You know, it's not about price point, but the difference in price was nearly 50%. It was way, way too low. So the conclusion today was that we've gone back to that manufacturer and told them that if we don't get it at the right prices, then they won't be in. We'll remove all their products from the system. It took a week to load all their stuff up. I think it's 400 or 500 items. What we've got to do really is get it across to them how powerful this is, DS Domination, and that's the message. That's the message we're going back to them with them now and say, do you realise what the opportunity is here? Because this one particular manufacturer is also in the US and in European countries as well. So it could be phenomenal for us, but also phenomenal for them, because if they prove to be able to deliver, we can also open the door to European markets and US markets. But the initial target is not that. The initial target is UK only, and that's it. But that's the first one. As I say, maybe it was a good thing that happened with the first one rather than halfway through, but it's made us a bit more wary. I'm not really answering the question because I can't. I don't think it would be fair to on me, because I don't want to get undrawn and quartered yet, but also to say it on here, say, right, give us X amount of time, this is when we expect to launch it, because I don't want to build people's hopes up and they're going, oh, blimmin' heck, it still hasn't come. Just those of you who are interested, I know are in the chat box. As soon as we've got some sort of update, and I'll be pushing for this over the next few days, I'll put something in the chat box to sort of bring you all up to date.
No, that's cool, man.
Okay?
That's cool. Yeah.
No, thank you, Kevin. I think that's reassuring. Certainly, in my experience with things that are about to be released and things that are got a bit of buzz and stuff about them, and then they're so keen to be released that when they are released, they're full of glitches and the I's haven't been dotted and the T's haven't been crossed. So it's reassuring that you're hanging back to make sure that it's done properly.
And we appreciate your honesty on that as well.
Yeah, no, it's good. I prefer that. I'd rather someone say to me, hang on, I want to hold back until it's right, until I launch this, you know. And instead of someone turning around and saying, yeah, here we go, you know.
Yeah, you've got to kind of see the situation. You've got DS Domination and all its members, if you like. And then you've got me placed here, where I am, and then we've got the guys who are putting together supplier there. So I'm the link to DS Domination for them. Okay, so I'm not actually putting this. I'm not creating the software. I'm not doing the deals with the manufacturers. They're doing that, and I won't allow them to come to you guys or anybody else until I'm happy. If I'm not happy with it, because I'm doing what everybody else is doing, I'm looking for products. I do my own little bit of research. If I'm not happy, then I can't possibly let it go any further than me until I am. But they got the message. We've had a chat over the last couple of days, and I've made the message quite clear to them. Okay, yeah. But it's there.
Good job, Kevin.
Very cool. Rick, have you got any more?
I'm going to have to.
Brilliant stuff, Kevin. Thank you. Yeah, there was one other question, and it's really just aimed at all of you who attended in LA. And that is that, do you happen to know when the video material, recorded videos, are going to be released?
Good question. I would imagine with Hitesh on his way to India right now, at least 40 hours.
Yeah, it's going to be a couple of days because obviously he's in the air currently, so...
Yeah.
That might be it, Obi. Perhaps he's in an air balloon, is he?
I don't know how you can get, it didn't take me 40 hours to get to Grimsby, so I'm certain that India's easier to get to.
Yeah.
I went to Grimsby once. It took me 3 hours to get there, and after I got there, it took me about 1.5 minutes to get out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was going to commiserate you for actually visiting, but,
I'm kidding everybody from Grimsby. I don't mean it. I've never been.
I'm not.
They say it's grim up north.
Oh, very good. One final little story on the last morning before.
Go on, sorry, Kevin. Go on.
One final little story. I mean, I'm not a gambler. I don't do gambling at home. I'm too calculated for that. But whilst I was there, I had a little go at blackjack. And the last morning I was there, I had about an hour to go before I had to leave the airport, and I was a bit bored, and I thought, I'll have a go at the blackjack. So I put my money down. I put $10 down on a bet. Cut a long story short, I won $225 playing blackjack, and that's what I went off to the airport with. So I was chuffed to bits, and Shelley got an extra present.
Ah, nice.
She didn't really. I was just trying to make myself look a bit angelic then.
Yeah, that's good. Right, so I think we should end it there. That was brilliant content. Girls, you're more than welcome to come back on our Hangout every single week because we appreciate your content and the beauty that you bring to this Hangout of rough old guys on here. And if you're watching this, and leave a comment down below if you appreciate the girls, if you want them to come back. I think that they would appreciate you leaving a comment for them as well. With that, thank you.
Attempt to get dressed.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, we could have waited till 20 past for you to come on, but we appreciate your attendance in that. And you've brought the feel of Las Vegas to us in the UK that missed out on this event. Like you said, save up for it. But what about this? Get some profits in your business, and then you've got use the training in DS Domination to pay your way to the next event. I think that's.
Can I just say, Stephen, I went to Vegas purely on the profits from the business, and that and I only upgraded to Pro 3 weeks before the event. No, 2 weeks before the event. So I managed to get the money together to go to Vegas strictly from Pro. So it can be done. You've just got to believe in yourself, believe in the product, and just list. And when you think you're done, list something else.
Yeah. Fantastic. Any more final words, Meryl?
Yeah, I'd just like to say that it was brilliant watching the three guys together on stage. I mean, they're just so funny with each other. And, Hitesh is always ribbing Roger, and Roger is always ribbing Hitesh. And just like they are on the videos we see, that's exactly what we got. And the other thing was, for anybody listening, this business is for anyone. We had in the room 18-year-olds and 80-year-olds, and we had a lot of disabled people, we had people in wheelchairs, we had people who are blind, and they are being really successful in this business. So, there's no way that you can't succeed if you put the work in. So, go for it, guys. Get with the person who invited you and get signed up. £12 it costs for a month just to see how you like it. There's no excuse, really. Go for it.
Fantastic. Fantastic last words. I think we should leave it there. And
no, not yet.
Not yet.
Don't forget Kevin.
Kevin wants some final words.
Yeah, this is absolutely the final word. On the final morning, as I said, I had my little win in the casino, and then I walked out to reception. Who was sat there? Roger. Walked up, had a chat with Roger. He gave me a hug, actually.
He is a hugger.
He's a hugger, yeah. I got a hug from him, which was very nice. And I sat down with Roger and I said, right, you've talked about coming over to the UK. Can you confirm with me now you're coming over to the UK? And he said, yes, I am. Okay, I said, when are you coming? October, and I know he's already said that in front of you guys before. So he said he's coming in October, and I said, okay. I said, so what would you like to see when you come? And his answer to that was, more people than we saw at this event here. Okay. Now that event there, I think there was officially, I was told there was 1,500 people actually at the event in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm British. Okay. I took that as a challenge. I stood up and I thought to myself, right, you're coming over in October. We've got 5 months to gather enough momentum with DS Domination so that when the event comes, it'll probably be Birmingham or London. I don't know which yet, but when the event comes, we have got more than 1,500 people in the room. So I'm putting that out as a challenge to anybody who's in DS Domination to look out for that event, to talk to everybody you possibly can between now and then. And who wouldn't you want to talk to tell them it's so easy to make a bit of extra pocket money or get rich if you want to. But let's set a target for the UK. Let's beat the Americans. Come October, we want more than 1,500 people in the room for our DSD launch event. Okay? There you go. That's my final words.
I think they're very good final words. There you go. Accept that challenge, you know, UK people. I reckon we can do that dead easy. So yeah, absolutely. Right, okay, so we'll see you next Wednesday at 9 PM GMT. That's London time. 9 PM. We'll be right here on the same link, that 22 social link. Come and join us, and hopefully if you've got the success, even your first sale, your first $100, anything that you want to share, put it into any Facebook group and share it. You know, tell us if you're making money in the UK or if you've gone over the pond. If you've gone over to the US and you're selling on there, then it's really good that you can be then the knowledge base. How did you do it? What did you do? How did you set certain things up? So become available for people. The more people you help, the better it is for you anyway, because you'll learn from it all. So get some more content into these groups. Share content with people. Work with your team, and I think that, you know, 1,500 is going to be easy because everybody's going to be profiting at that event. So we'll see you next time, and leave some comments down below if you appreciate the content tonight. Cheers, guys.
Bye, everyone.